He's supposed to be very, very clever.
Very professional.
I know a couple of people who've worked with him, yeah, and they say he's great. The idea came really because I wanted to thank 6 key people who had been very closely connected to the Harry Potter series, and these were people for whom, you know, a piece of jewellery just wasn't going to cut it. So I had the idea of writing them a book, handwriting and illustrating a book just for these 6 people. And then I thought, well, if I'm doing 6, I've really got to do 7, and the 7th book will be for this cause, which is so close to my heart. Richard was in the shop.
Oh, was he?
Isn't that so appropriate? And I glanced around and thought, I mean, I cannot imagine anyone more powerless than a child who's suffering from a disability, whether mental or physical, and is cut off from any access to their families, because of course the vast majority of these children are not orphans. They're often called orphanages, but the overwhelming majority have family and have parents, and for various reasons they've been abandoned to institutions.
And I do believe, as I say, that this is something that...
There were once 3 brothers who were travelling along a lonely winding road at twilight. In time, the brothers reached a river, and that's the other thing. These pages are hard to turn. Too deep to wade through and too dangerous to swim across. However, these brothers were learned in the magical arts, and so they simply waved their wands and made a bridge appear across the treacherous water. They were halfway across it when they found their path blocked by a hooded figure. He was angry that he had been cheated out of 3 new victims, for usually travellers drowned in the river.
I mean, I didn't expect it to be as therapeutic as it was, but these are, for anyone who doesn't know, the Tales of Beedle the Bard is a book within the last Harry Potter book, and a book that's closely connected to the denouement of the whole series. So it's a collection of fairy tales for wizarding children. Mm-hmm. And just continuing to write about the world, I suppose, was a way of decompressing after 17 years of Harry Potter.
I was going to say, is it possible at all to say goodbye to Harry? A life without Harry Potter, is that...
Well, I probably won't say goodbye in any meaningful sense for a few more years, because they're still making the films, of course, and I'm still very involved with the films, which is wonderful. Mm. I will forever, I mean, I know and you know that I will forever be known as the writer of Harry Potter, and I'm completely fine with that. Harry has given me more than I could have ever dreamed of, and I'm very grateful to him.
You have been told that a certain dark wizard is at large once again. This is a lie.
It's not a lie, I saw it.
Minister, the Dark Lord's return is incontrovertible.
He's not back.
Dolores Umbridge has replaced Albus Dumbledore as head of Hogwarts.
I'm really happy. I certainly hasn't. I mean, I think I've become happier and happier, and a part of that reason is that I feel that I'm doing the thing that I most want to do, and I think that I've got better at it, actually, because I think the last book was my favourite of the series, so that was the best way to end. Low points, they're so outnumbered by the high points, truthfully. I wouldn't change anything. I suppose I found it difficult at first to deal with media intrusion, and whenever that's affected my children, I think that would be the lowest point for me.
Yeah.
Graham Greene said a writer needs to have a splinter of ice in their heart, and I think you do have to have, you know, you sacrifice people mercilessly to the demands of your plot, and I did. That's not to say that I didn't become very emotional during the writing, because I certainly did. I suspect it will be something else for children, but I honestly, I couldn't say for sure. I really couldn't. And the freedom of not knowing is something I'm savouring at the moment.
Set up for her to